Boyds Hardwood Gunstocks just came out with Agility Deadset. This changes the game with Boyd stocks. In this video, we're going to put together a really cool Tikka T3X around Agility Deadset. Hey guys, Gavin Gear here from UltimateReloader.com. This is not the first story that we've done with Boyd's Agility. You're going to want to check out one of our prior stories for a more complete overview of features and functionality. But before we get into our project here, I'll just do a brief recap. So Boyd's Agility has Boyd's well-known laminate construction for the main part of the stock. And what this gives you is a bunch of different color options, alternating colors, and it makes these nice patterns where the contours of the stock come together, and then you can see the laminate layers on the top and on the bottom. Really a nice look, and overall the lines on this are pretty modern and clean and nice as well. The forend has a really nice grip for your forward hand. The cheek riser is adjustable. It comes with this 5/32 Allen key, and the way that this works is if you loosen it, kind of like a 10-speed bike stem clamp inside, and you can adjust the height of that, and then when you get it to the height that you want, you just go ahead and tighten those down. It's an angled clamp system with an aluminum bore that those clamps clamp to. So that's the adjustable cheek riser, and we've also got adjustable length of pull and a really nice rubber butt pad. So there's a button right here, and you just press that in, adjust it to where you want it, let it go, it snaps in place. So, you know, that's kind of the basics. There's a bunch of different inlets that are available depending on what rifle you have. It's likely that you're going to find an option on the stock configurator on the Boyds Hardwood Gunstocks website. What's different about the new Deadset model is the inletting, and that's what I'll go over next. So Deadset is pretty cool. Unlike some of the one-piece aluminum mini chassis designs that you'll find on hybrid stocks, this is a two-piece design. We've got the top piece and we've got the bottom piece here. And I'm actually going to take this apart because we have a non-standard barrel configuration. The way our Tikka T3X came initially was with this traditional thin profile barrel that Tikka is well known for. This is a 308. I actually did one of our special sporter muzzle threadings on this so that we could use a suppressor and a brake with the original story that we did, which was with a different stock. Now, since then, we've done a custom barrel. This is a carbon 6 barrel. This is a 6.5 Creedmoor, 1/8 twist, 24-inch, and it's fat. It's very fat compared to the factory barrel, right? If you take a look at that side by side, you can see it straight away. Fatter at the shank, fatter all the way down, right? It's kind of more of a heavier contour profile there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Deadset off, and then I'm just going to enlarge the barrel channel. And depending on the rifle you're picking, the Boyd's gunstock will fit. This is a totally custom scenario, so this is more or less standard operating procedure. So this is the first time that I've taken this apart. I thought this might be a good way to give you all more of a comprehensive look at the construction and the components for Deadset. And let's see how this comes apart now. Okay, so there's the top piece. And the bottom piece. So the bottom piece for the Tikka T3X is made to work with the bottom metal from the original Tikka T3X stock and the magazine as well, which is nice. So there's no extra parts to buy there. So I've got this apart now, so I'm going to go ahead and increase the barrel channel width, and then we should be able to put the rifle together. Okay, so I got my barrel channel opened up. I'm very curious to see if that's going to be enough. I put Deadset back together with the two screws, and so let's see how things sit in here. Ah, very nice. Okay. And it looks like we have clearance at the front So that's always a good sign. We're going to put the bottom metal plastic piece here in. And then somehow I got set up with two different types of action screws, Torx in the front and hex in the back. We've had this rifle, like I said, in a few different configurations. So I've got two different drivers here. And I didn't see published torque specs here for Deadset yet. So I'm going to do this, you know, pretty much like I always do by hand. Torque that. Get our rear screw torqued. Okay. So that's all looking really good, actually. Let's do the proverbial dollar bill test here. Back there, good, nice. Yeah, we're completely free floated. That turned out great. And so let's see how our magazine sits in here. That looks good. So I think the next thing to do is to get a scope on this, get it up into the mountains, and see how it's going to shoot. So here's the finished rifle. I think it looks great. I decided to top the rifle with the Element Titan 5-25 by 56. First focal scope. This is a real value. Really love the way that it's laid out. It's really easy to reset the turrets, and that came in handy when we were shooting at 100 yards. I also added a banished backcountry to the muzzle, right? So that's going to help keep things quiet and basically have this really nimble package that's not too long and not too awkward. You know, the stock itself is fairly short. We've got a 24-inch barrel. Like I mentioned, this is a carbon 6-barrel, 1-8 twist, carbon wrapped. It kind of matches the rifle, I think, really well. You know, we've got these silver stainless bands at the muzzle and at the chamber area. And then, you know, we've got the silver on the bolt. We've got the silver on the butt stock for the butt pad for that length of pull. It all kind of ties together, and I think it all really works. So after getting the rifle put together, I threw out a mat right behind the shop here, literally right there, and got down into the prone position and used some Norma 130 grain 6.5 Creedmoor ammo to get on target. And then once on target, I tried 3 different types of ammo. We did the Norma 130 hunting ammo. I did some Berger 140 ammo. And last, I tried Hornady's factory 100 grain ELD VT ammunition, and that shot the best at just over half MOA, under 3/4 MOA. Not bad for a carbon lightweight rifle off of a bipod with a rear bag and just shooting prone casually. So with that, I set my zero, reset my caps. Like I said, the Element Titan, you just take these thumb screws off, no tools required, pop things back to zero. And we headed up to the ridgeline and decided to shoot off of a tripod at 200 yards. Here's that shooting. So here's the result. If I was shooting off that tripod, that deer would be dead. 6 total shots. All of them went into a group about like that. Not bad for just standing behind a tripod. The more I hunt off of a tripod, the more I like that as a support system in a shooting position. Really good stuff. And then I thought, you know, because this is kind of a more compact stock and a handy rifle, why not do a little offhand shooting? So I went down to our industrial yard and took some shots offhand, and I found with the weight at the muzzle and at the buttstock and the way that this rifle is configured, the balance was actually really good for offhand shooting. So at the end of the day, I'd say Boyds made a big upgrade adding Deadset to agility. Like I said, we've worked with agility before. We bedded that stock. That turned out great. I feel like with Deadset, you don't need to bed, and it's going to be that solid metal to metal contact, lots of surface area, and you're going to feel those action screws cinch down tight without sponginess. So that's a great upgrade. And if you've got a Tikka, I think this is a great setup. And I'm sure there are plenty more inlets that are available. And in fact, if you click on that first link in the video description and read the article for this story, we'll have more information and a breakdown of different options, places to go for resources and information. I had fun with this. I think this rifle looks great. It shoots great. It was really fun to work with. What I'd like to know is, what do you think about our Tikka T3X build with Boyd's Agility Deadset? What do you think of the color combo that I picked? What do you think about the carbon barrel, the entire picture, the Titan scope from Element? I'd love to know your feedback. And if you're running Deadset or Agility in general, I'd love to know what rifle action you've got, what cartridge you're shooting, and what you're using it for. Is it for hunting? Is it for target? I'd love to know. We'll see you down there in the comments section. That concludes this video, and that means it's time to wrap it up. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're watching Ultimate Reloader on TV and want to take advantage of free resources, exclusives, and hot deals, just hold your camera phone up to the QR code, tap on the link, fill out the information, boom, you're getting Ultimate Reloader emails. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, we're on Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, where we've got unrestricted content, and Instagram. Make sure to follow us on all those channels. Ultimate Reloader also has a commercial solutions division serving law enforcement, the military, and the gun industry. We have some unique capabilities, including a comprehensive suite of recoil testing and evaluation capabilities, trigger profiling, and more. Thanks again for watching.